for now, like I'm embracing all the shiny balls, all the different
You're going to have brothers
ways.
out here shaving they special parts.
Because they're multifaceted.
If you keep saying shiny balls, I'm just saying.
Shea butter.
Get the glisten, you feel me? Just
Speak Easy Studios. Speak and be heard. Where can I hear some live music?
maybe some live poetry.
Some good vibes?
Yeah, I want to dance with somebody.
Some strong drinks.
Sound like some grown folks business.
Sounds like the Love Jones experience.
Yeah, the Love Jones experience.
So we're back here with the Love Jones Experience podcast, and I am Kim Naisha Smith, and we have Joshua Sara, our host of the show.
It's me.
And we are joined today by one of our really good friends, an amazing artist, Daniel Fortune.
Hello.
Happy
to be here. Thank you for the invite.
My brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Love Jones Experience, our next experience is going to be October 14th at the Peach in West Palm Beach, Florida. And it's just going to be a different vibe. It's going to be an outdoor block party. And so we've invited one of our featured artists, which is Daniel, to come and DJ for us. But he's so much more than a DJ.
Thanks.
So let's hear a little bit about you, Daniel. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in your music career and who you are.
Okay, well, I guess I would say I got started with producing first, and then that led to DJing. And the DJing part came from shows my cousins used to throw, and we had hired a DJ, and he canceled on us, so I kind of filled in. I had some CDs that I put together, and I rocked it. And from then on, moved to like open mics, where I met Joshua, right, other people, in the poetry community, and it kind of just grew from there. So it went from producing to DJing to photography to videography to putting on shows myself. So I kind of just love the creative culture, and just grew from there.
Right. So you guys met at Speakeasy?
Nah.
At what? At the stage. Okay.
CNN Cafe.
CNN Cafe.
CNN Cafe.
The Haitian Delight.
I do remember that.
A great little spot.
Good
So
times.
Did you ever visit Speakeasy?
I think I might have passed by once.
Okay.
But
All
I don't
right.
think I actually stayed for a show. I just heard about it, and maybe I was in the area, in the Northwood area, and
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay. Cool. So you mentioned your cousins. So like, are you from like a musical family? Like, are you and your cousins musicians, or like, you said your cousins were doing shows. Like, tell us
I
about
would say I
that.
come from a social family.
Social family.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love being on the scene and, just attending events, throwing events, and, facilitating a good time.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. My family is very similar to that. I think that's where I got a lot of my social engagement is with the family.
Your first stage was in the living room?
Like, I didn't really stage it up. It was just my family got together a lot.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of interaction, you know what I mean? And so you end up joking a lot and telling stories a lot and just doing things, trying to compete with your other cousins and show off. So, you just develop certain things in being around family and social development, you know what I mean? And
Right.
just that engagement and wanting to build and bond and be present and be in that, So I think that really matters a lot, honestly,
Right.
in doing this stage work.
Right. So Daniel, this is your full-time artistry?
yeah, other than the creative things, I am also an art handler. So I guess that's creative too. I handle art, deliver art. That is really what kind of funds everything else. But
Okay.
my goal is to one day just do like cinematography full time.
Awesome.
I know you write too, so
I do. Yeah, I got a little background in writing.
Yeah, work on something together.
I've been waiting.
You've been waiting.
I've been waiting on the call. I just, I've been right here, and I've been like, Daniel's gonna call me one day.
I was waiting on your call.
And we are gonna be writing. Like, I need a screenplay. I have like a writers group that me and these ladies, we get together on a weekly basis, and we just like develop stories because we, don't have any money to produce anything. But we sit there and we come up with things because the idea is that, like, at the end of the day, like, one, we want to utilize and exercise the talent that we have and be able to grow, and develop things.
For sure.
Two, what if the opportunity knocks and then we're not ready? So, it's like one of those things where we just like want to like keep it fresh because we're like, it's too much talent in the room for us not to be doing what we're doing. So, I mean, it's in the preliminary stages, but I like the idea of not letting it go to waste just because we do not have the things or resources at the time to be able to pour into our gifts, like just, working on it.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be like that perfect timing where, okay, we're ready, let's do this. I think you just have to start with what you got and progress from there. The first project might not be exactly how you envisioned it, but it's just a step in the right direction. Right.
So do you have any screenplays or projects that you're passionate about or working on right now?
I do. One that I wrote a while ago and I just rewrote. So I know like my first few attempts are going to be garbage, to say the least. But, I just feel like I
rebuke it.
I have to put them out there, I have to get it out of my system, take a second look at it, rewrite it. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, while I'm writing, I'm also just taking the camera out and shooting and just hitting record and pointing it at things and seeing what happens and taking it back, edit a few clips together, put it on social media. And I'm not even really waiting on some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like validation from the internet. I kind of just want to put it out as like a marker, to kind of show the progression, and the progression in the skill set.
Right.
Speaking on your progressions, I know that you work with older formats of film, like you'll actually do film photography as well as digital photography. I know you will pull out some vinyl records as well as, do some streaming, like everything in between. I know you doing things with video, and you do some retro and some future. So like talk about that, existing in that space where you are being modern and present, but also you tap into things from the past. Why do you do that? Where is that coming from? Like what you trying to do with that,
Well, it kind of probably stemmed from curiosity, but then after like working with a film camera for so long, I developed an appreciation for it. It kind of slows things down. Like I know every film photographer says that it slows down the process and it's just a much more, I don't know,
there's a
real way to do it.
Certain satisfaction to the film.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you look at each step of the process a little bit closer, and it makes you frame your images better. Not better, but more thoughtfully. Because you only get 36 shots with a roll of film, so I'm not trying to waste frames on just shooting nonsense. But yeah, it just slows it down. And vinyl, it just sounds better, I think. And yeah, even the process of putting a record on a turntable and dropping the needle and cleaning the record or finding the track and mixing it with another piece of vinyl, I think it's something beautiful about that. So.
Well, wait, though. Unpack that, because you say it sounds better, and you're a DJ, so you got a certain ear, but people listening might not have a DJ's ear to know what you mean it sounds better. It'd be skipping and scratching. Why does vinyl sound better?
Well, there's just more room, I think. I don't know how to technically explain it, but an MP3 compresses the sound, so you're only going to get so much tone from an MP3. The vinyl record is pretty much the audio recording taken off the tape loop from the studio put onto the vinyl, and you're like hearing
Like
if
in
they
the flesh.
if they recorded it live, it's almost like you're in the room, you know, with
It's
that
the music in the flesh, basically.
Got it.
music in the flesh. Yeah,
Yeah, I never thought about that.
yeah, just wider frequencies, I guess. I don't know.
I need to explore those differences.
The vinyls.
I like what you were saying about the film photography. Like, it seems like there are similarities in the cinematography world as well. Just because, you know, when you are capturing, like when you're telling a visual story, you know, you have to be so meticulous about each thing,
Oh yeah,
each moment. And even with acting, you know, like when you're in a scene, you're telling so many different things, not just with what you're saying. But that's why writing is so intricate, because as the writer of, you know, a production, you have to think about what this person's going to do in this frame, in this scene, what's happening right now. And it seems like the film photography is very similar to that, to where you have to be so careful because it's limited to the story that you can tell visually.
right. Everything contributes to the story, like the lighting, what's in the frame and what's not in the frame, what you hear, what you don't hear. This is, you know, pertaining to cinematography. Yeah, I read somewhere, I think it was Bresson, like old cinematographer. He said a film will die 3 times and live 2 times. So when you write it out, it dies on paper and it doesn't come back to life until actors act it out. And after the play's over, it dies again, and it doesn't come back to life until it's recorded, and then it dies on, you know, film until it's shown again in a theater. And then to me, I think it lives on a 3rd time, which is like in your mind. Once you see it, now you've taken something that started off in somebody else's mind,
Right.
and now you interpret it in your own mind, you know. So
And that is the beauty of it.
I know.
Of
That
art.
is like
Art in general, right?
you
Yeah.
only know that, you know, once you've like started with a singular thought that blossomed into like this entire story, an idea that now people are like watching your film and having a panel discussion about your film and like the ideas and the different characters and why did you do this and that, and you're like, damn, this started with a singular thought in my mind. I remember when I was sitting on the sofa and I was thinking about this, like,
and it's new to you too, because I'm pretty
Right.
sure the way you thought about it is not the same way
It is not.
it comes out on paper.
it is not. It
And it's not-
evolves,
and it's not the same way the
Right.
actors interpret it,
Right.
and put it out,
right?
and
It grows.
and when the
It's a
viewer
living
sees
thing.
it, it's not the same way they thought
Right.
about it.
Right.
So, I think it just evolves and changes. You know,
It
it's your job
does.
to kind of plant the seed.
To birth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
that game telephone where you whispering in somebody's ear, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And see
Exactly.
if by the time we get to the end, was it what you started with? Like, is this what I said?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like, but I think that's the sign of great art, is that it is getting across the message that the artist intends, right? Like, that's the whole point of art, is to express. I was just saying that communication is a transportation technology, right? Like, we're packaging up thoughts and feelings and ideas and shipping them through somebody else through our communication. If it, you know, if it gets there, if it reaches arrival and is processed, then our message gets across. But like, it might get there and they be like, nah, we can't take no more. We're not accepting nobody. And the message don't get there, you know, or it gets lost along the way. Like the transportation don't always get across just because you sent it out, right?
Exactly.
So it's really a transportation technology when you think about communication in its real functional sense. And so when we get into the art of it, you know what I mean? We just expressing some beautiful things like music. I think DJs are like some superheroes, like real life superheroes,
Yeah.
real talk, because they're like affecting a whole crowd, a whole room,
A mood.
However many people are in that room,
Yes.
they're bringing all these people to the same energy. You know what I
They
mean?
are.
And they vibing on it. You know what
Right.
I mean? And a DJ has to be able to feel that, like a surfer, right? Like
in real
feel-
time.
In real time, feel where the current is, where the wave is, and be able to ride that mug and take
Right.
people somewhere. So like, it's a superhero move, bro. Like,
It is amazing the way that they can connect with the crowd and be able to like know exactly what it is that they want to hear. I mean, maybe it's not what they intended to hear, but they
Exactly.
all vibe on it.
Right.
It's like his choice is the choice
yeah.
The selector.
or her choice.
Like, because I've seen bad DJs. I've seen DJs who don't get it, who don't tap into the crowd.
I've seen it.
And it's like, it's a wreck. It's like, it can clear out the crowd, can clear out a party.
Literally, you got to read the room.
Right. I've seen DJs clear out a room before. And so, like, you know, I would say from the time I first saw you at the stage at CNN Cafe, you're one of the DJs I know that can listen to what's happening on stage, in the crowd, and play music that responds to that, right? Because not everybody does that, right? Some people just playing something, it might be the next hit or whatever they think is grooving. But then there are those DJs who listen to what's happening on stage and respond to it musically.
Quickly.
Feel the energy.
Quickly.
That's my favorite kind of DJ every time, all the time.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So that's why I always shout you out like, nah, this brother knows what he's doing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, one of the best DJs here.
But how did you get to that, though? How, you know what I mean? How did you get to that position? Because from the first time I engaged you, I feel like you was doing that.
I listened to other great DJs, and sometimes I'd...
Like?
I hate that I can't remember his name, but he used to DJ the stage.
And
Before
you?
I think before me.
I don't remember no DJ before you. I was late to the game.
Really good. DJ, he had glasses. I think he moved away. But yeah, I listened to other great DJs, and I, take what I like and leave what I don't like.
Was it Make It Do What It Do?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It just hit me like, wait, to Make It Do What It
Midwid.
Do? Midwid. I forgot that he
was a dope DJ. He's still a dope DJ.
No, that was definitely one of my favorites before you came on the scene, bro. Like, he was my go-to guy.
And he listened to the crowd.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
And so I took all the great things that I learned from just watching and hearing other DJs and applied it myself. I think that's the only way to do it. Like, I can remember there were times where I went to the club and just Shazammed everything and just made a playlist and took out the song that didn't and replaced it with songs that I liked and kind of just formulated my own playlist from that, because it was like they were testing music on the crowd that I could see the results of in real time, and then
That's smart.
Go out and do the homework,
did the research, did the work. Show
back, fine tune it, and put out a better version or a different version, something that could pertain to the audience that I was DJing for.
The homework, man, that's what people be lacking nowadays. They be watching too much movies and little cartoons, and it'd be like, I wish upon a star.
Nah, it doesn't just come.
You got to work.
Exactly.
You got to put in that background work to get to it.
And I think that's with every creative, endeavor, even here locally. If you do the homework, you're going to see the results from it, because I see creative people all around us. And like you said, there's so many talented, folks down here. But I think because of the creativity stopping at, in the record booth or stopping off, once you're done with the canvas, then, you don't really see the full potential of that person, because, there's so much more that you could do to get it out.
Right. Which is, one of the reasons why we kind of had the Love Jones experience, because we want to create a hub, or we want to create a space and a place, and hopefully more frequently, where people can come and express and be, and not necessarily be stifled by one particular art form, but like we welcome like all different types of experiences, so you can, have a firsthand experience with the art, whether it's dance or whether it's music and the vibe of DJing, whether it's, one day it will be film and cinematography.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Can't wait for that. But of course, singing and musicians and poets. So that's really, what we're about. Our purpose is to like bring those hubs of individuals together and to grow that. And, like myself, I've kind of, lived and died on several different stages, but at this point, in my life, like I need to have something to be able to pass on. So I can't wait to see this grow into something amazing that, we can, give back to the younger generation.
For sure.
Yeah. That's what it is.
The youngins.
The youngins.
We used to be the youngins.
We used to be.
Oh yeah.
I'm still young. What y'all talking about?
I met Kim when we was the youngins.
How did we meet?
We met through a Cal.
Perhaps, yeah.
I know that, and I don't know if I knew you first or knew him first, but I was singing on.
You were definitely in your
think
singing phase.
His first album, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it
Yeah,
probably was
and I
Soulful.
recorded with you.
Yeah.
So I met you as a producer, and and maybe we met at the stage, and maybe I think I met you through the stage, and then I worked on his project. But that's when I that was our first thing that we worked on together.
I'm not gonna let you call her singing a phase though. I just want you to know that's her life.
That's my life. I'm coming back.
I don't even know how she feel about it, but I'm standing up for it because
I mean, I get it.
that's how
because
I've always known Kim.
Some people say I went through a DJ phase. Some people say I went
Exactly.
through a painting phase.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not phases.
Yeah.
It's like parts
It's
of who
growth.
you are, right? Like
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
apply what's necessary at the time that we showing up.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No,
Seasonal,
It's definitely true. Like all my life, I've always been a singer. Like it's the one thing I'll never not be. And a writer. Those are the two things I can't like ever get away from. Like I'll try different things, but I always have stories that live in me. I sing
phase
every
was definitely
day.
the wrong word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay though. Like that's how you knew me though. Like I don't get on people's stage and sing anymore. I don't.
And I know you didn't mean it like that.
Nah,
I know. But I just wanted to like jump in on the universe. Like, hey, we're not gonna let that ride. I wouldn't know.
She was in her singing
I
bag.
appreciate that,
but
friend.
Because she was going harder with the singing at times. It's true.
Was
True.
you know I had guitar players. I had people that was there for me. You know, the universe provided those things. You know, but it's coming back. It's coming back.
I mean, it's
always
here. It's
It's
waiting.
always here.
It's waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I go through seasons and cycles of my
Yeah.
arts, I would say. Like sometimes, like there are people who know me only as one of my art forms. You know what I mean? They only know me as a drummer.
Yeah.
That's all they've ever seen me do. Some people only know me as a poet. Some only know me as a massage therapist. Some only know me as a graphic designer. Some only know me as a host. You know what I mean? Some only know me as a teaching artist to their child. You know what I mean? And then they'll see me in these different spaces and be like, wait. And it's like, it is what it is. Like we are
That
these
is so
multifaceted beings. You know what I
true.
mean? Like
Are
you can see me
multifaceted.
all out here. Like,
So do you think being multifaceted in a way, does that hurt an artist sometimes? Because I've been told like, oh, if you just focus on this and only this,
right.
you'll be, you'll
More
go farther.
successful, right?
Right.
This is what I think. I think that it does not hurt an artist to be multifaceted at all. I do think this system is set up for artists to be able to interact with it in certain ways. But that doesn't mean that's the only way. Like a Prince or a Stevie Wonder, they were multifaceted artists.
Right.
They played several instruments on their own album. Ray Charles, you know what I mean? We got these artists who we know play more than one thing, and they didn't just focus on their one thing that they did. Or even in sports, for example, like didn't Deion Sanders play football and baseball?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like Michael Jordan tried out baseball one time. You know, like people do different things, man. You know, a lot of the artists switch into the business world because they realize the money is not in the art.
Right.
In the art world, it's in the management of it, in the holding of the copyrights of the masters. You know what I mean? And they're like, and I don't own these, so I need to branch off and do something different. So we're always multifaceted. You know what I mean? Like we go to school and learn several subjects, so we're supposed to be multifaceted beings. And so it's strange that the farther you go in life, the more they want you to focus in on just one thing instead of expanding and being more vast and expansive, which used to be the aim of an elder, somebody who really understood a lot and could help you out with a lot versus, nope, I'm a specialist. If it's not this thing, don't even talk to me. I don't think artists are specialists. Most of the artists I know do more than one thing, even if it's not their main thing. They play a guitar in the background. They got a little painting such situation in the background. They do something different. They got some Play-Doh that they just like playing with. Like artists are always, by definition, I think, tapping into more than just what they have in front of them. They're creative. They're curious. They're artistic. You know what I mean? So they're going to be like, I'm going to find ththese cups and start doing something artistic if we in here too long. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just who I think we are, man. Like, as a percussionist, I don't need a drum. I'm going to start testing the sounds on things. You know what I mean? Like, what that sound like? And next thing I know, I got a whole drum set and I can bang it out. And that's what I mean. Like, yeah, we multifaceted.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I had a lot of insecurities being multifaceted.
Yeah.
You know, I used to call it shiny balls, you know, like
Shiny balls.
shiny balls is actually a thing. You should look it up. It's actually a thing.
I know what you're talking about.
But shiny balls, like you know, people would be like, why does your brain work that way? Like, you know, why do you want to do this and then want to do that? And my mother, she knew I was like that, so she'd be the only one to tolerate that.
Mm-hmm.
But friends and different people, it was basically like a negative characteristic, you know, that I had, that people were like, you know, I don't understand why you want to do so much, or why you're always trying to create so many different things. You know, why can't you just be a poet or a writer? Now you want to write short stories, or now you want to write film, and now, you know, so I had to kind of grow into a space where I was like, I like shiny balls. Give me all those balls, okay? I wanted, you know,
You can have all the
The more
balls.
the merrier.
y'all funny. But no, I had to grow to a place where I was okay with it. And now it's a good thing. Now, what I don't do is, because I understand how society is, you know, like even when I introduce myself, I don't list all the things that I do. Like when it pertains to that situation and people need to know me in that way, then, you know, I'll let them know who I am. So only a few people get to know like the gambit of who Kim Naisha is. But for now, like, I'm embracing all the shiny balls, all the different
You're going to have
creative
brothers out here
ways.
shaving they special parts.
Because
If
they're
you keep
multifaceted.
saying shiny balls, I'm
Find
just
that
saying.
shea butter.
Get the glisten, you feel me? Just listen,
But wait, hold on. I'm going to make one more point.
about the shiny balls.
No, not necessarily shiny
Okay.
balls, but it's related to it. Will Smith said something in an interview once. They were talking about like why he went from like rapping to then doing like Fresh Prince and different things. And, you know, his response was something to the effect of like, you know, you have to ride the wave. Like in this life of creativity, you know, there are going to be different waves that you're going to have to ride, and things are going to end, or maybe, you know, be on the downslope of the wave. And so when something else comes up and you get the urge to do that thing, do it.
I agree.
And so I think that's where I am now. Like if I feel like painting, I don't paint, but I'm going to paint if I want to, you know? So it is what it is.
People only respect multifaceted if you're a millionaire. Like
Right?
50 Cent is multifaceted, you know.
Facts.
Right.
You can rap, produce shows, and everybody applauds him. But if you check the check, you better focus on
Focus on one.
one.
Nah, that's real. I think it's real cool though to be multifaceted.
Yeah.
I know that there are some damages that come with that in the way that things are set up. I know people will be on your ass about it. Like, you need to focus.
They do.
But, you know, even in talking about like what Will Smith is saying, like riding the waves and whatnot, like I think that is normal to people, right? Like you said, if you're a millionaire, nobody complains about it. If you're not a millionaire, then it's like everybody got something to say,
Oh, they do.
right? So then that right there should let you know that it's not really even about that, because we're saying it's okay if you rich. So what we're saying is it's not about whether you're doing it like this or not. We're basically just saying the ends justify the means. It don't matter what you do as long as you rich. And that's what I'm saying, that the way this society is set up, the way the system is set up, is to make it like that, right? Is to make
Right.
it such that we'll throw away all of these different people's approaches if they're not rich, you know what I mean? And only focus on the people who are rich already, and then try to duplicate their wave, you know, try to figure out, well, how did they get there? Let me see if I can, and that wave is gone. They rode it already. You see what I'm saying? So to even try to duplicate what somebody else is doing, it's not really accurate to that system. Like, you can't duplicate and get it. Like, you're a knockoff at that point, and nobody's going to pay the top dollar for the knockoff. You know what I mean? There's clearly a thriving knockoff industry. Don't get it twisted. But you'll never be the joint, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, it's clearly more effective to do your thing.
To be authentic.
And your authenticity may not always be focused on one thing. Like, and it shouldn't be, because like, if you only focus on eating, if you only focus on walking, if you only focus on jumping, like you focus on one thing your body is equipped to do and don't do none of the others, then you're not even gonna live, right? And so like that just keeps having to fold out and fold out and fold out, because we like these eternal fractal beings, you know. It just on every level it's the same thing but higher level. It's the same thing but higher level. So we need to be able to be multifaceted, especially, and I know y'all know this because y'all do events. It ain't like y'all got thriving teams to do these events. We out here being multifaceted. You
Multiple
know,
hats.
if you running a business, if you doing an event, and you know, coming from where we come from, that means you're multifaceted, right?
You have to be.
And which means you got to tune out the chatter, because you listening to people who ain't been activating they multifaceted. You know what I mean? So
Right.
here we are. People have been able to like tune it out and focus in like, but I see this thing we could do if we just do the thing, right? And that's who we sitting here with, people that just do the things.
Right.
Just do the
all
things.
All the things. So speaking of events, what kinds of events do you have going on now, or do you have something that's, you know, up and coming that you can tell people about?
Well, an event that we just did, me and Joshua, the Wax and Wine event. It was basically a all vinyl, strictly vinyl event. I spun. We had a band with a great singer, and that was the vibe. You know, people enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really
Something
nice. I was there. Yeah, it was nice. I remember.
And so definitely plan on doing another one of those.
Okay. Same vibe?
Same vibe.
Okay, nice.
Maybe without a band, but we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe a band and just like an instrumentalist, or maybe it's just some instrumentalists.
Yeah, we're gonna fine tune it.
Yeah.
Or
tweak.
a songstress that hasn't been on the stage in a while.
I got that vibe all day. That vibe, I can eat that vibe up. Say less.
Okay.
Say less.
Come back behind my microphone.
Oh, come on. Challenge. No, I got you. Yeah, I would definitely. And that way, if it's the same vibe, you know, that's me all day. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, but it was really nice. So is that like a monthly, or, you know, how often will you be doing that event?
The goal is monthly.
Okay.
Right now, technically, we skipped a month.
Okay.
So it could come back in.
Same venue?
Yeah, same venue.
Where's the venue?
Perhaps. The venue is in Northwood Village on 25th Street. It
Okay.
is the Legacy Lounge.
Legacy Lounge.
Legacy Lounge. You know, I had heard a few things about the Legacy Lounge, and then Joshua invited me to the event. And then I was like, okay, so it's a nice little spot. Yeah. I hadn't been there before, but I think we definitely need in Palm Beach County, need a lot more laid back, you know, spaces where things like that can happen, like wax and, you know, little jazz and, you know, neo soul, whatever.
Yeah, I'm always discovering different venues too. So the ideas for events keep coming.
Right.
Literally, I know it's been there, but I just discovered, not the Columbus, the venue or anything, but I discovered it's called the Library in Lake Worth. It's like a speakeasy.
I've heard of it too, but I haven't been there.
It's really nice. It's cozy and intimate, and I think that might be a spot to do something.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta check it out. We about to get on their stage?
I'm with it.
Okay, let's do this.
Never scared.
Yeah, I think Joshua and I are gonna do something for the October 14th event. Yeah, we're gonna
make a collaboration happen.
Collaboration.
I can't wait to see it.
Pull some fire out.
Yeah.
There it is.
So it seems just from the, you know, I think the description you put out.
Yes.
Seems like it might be more than just a block party.
A little bit more, yes. We definitely, you know, want to develop art. So we always have an experience. So we have two experiences where we are going to be having a poetry workshop.
Yeah.
Where Joshua will be allowing young writers experienced writers, all kinds of writers to, sit amongst the greatness that he has to offer. And he's going to be.
You want me to tell him about it? You sound like you hyping it.
I mean, the question came to me, but go ahead, Joshua. I think you want to talk about your poetry workshop, and then we'll talk about Shayna.
We got Shayna.
Okay.
Because like she said, it's two things happening. And I am the first of the night, the writing workshop. Yeah. Get into the lyricals, man. There's some people that are writers or people who want to be writers. And I'm here for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to help out with that. I've been doing that for a lot of years, helping people write and tap into how they want to express themselves lyrically. And so this will be a real fun workshop. You know what I mean? People going to have a good time. We're going to play some games. We're going to write some things out, give them some pointers for how to present it in front of people. And then we are having a limited open mic that night, So people, if they write something that night, they want to share it, they can get up on the mic that night and just bust it out on the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show some love like that real quick. But yeah, we're going to have some real fun things happening. I don't want to give it all away, but I'm a lyricist myself. Y'all can go check my catalogs, you know what I mean? Like, I got some poetry online and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to have some fun with the lyricism. So I do know that it seems like there is a lack of poetry spots right now in West Palm, right? Like, there are some open mics, but even when I go to the open mics, it's more about musicians than about poets, right? It's very few and far in between where I hear poets. So
yeah, people singing, rapping,
yeah. So it's really kind of focusing on that. Like, I know there are still writers here. I know that for a fact because I'm always working with the young generation, and so it's been some that have grown up. I know some of them still, some of them is scattered. There are always people looking to do their poetry, man. So this is just an opportunity to kind of network, find some other poets, because a lot of the times people don't know where to go to link up with other artists, other poets, other writers.
Right.
So this is an opportunity to come and find some other poets and other writers. Maybe somebody will start some open mics up again. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll start one. Well, I don't know, but like, I feel like that's the thing that's kind of missing right now. It's like, we need some of that poetry back in the building in West Palm. I want to shout out the musicians because there's a lot of musicians that's making some solid stuff happening. Like, there's plenty of spots you can go check out, especially Soul Fam Band. They all over the place, up and down. And so I want to see some of the lyricists be able to get back in effect. So this is a contribution of mine to help some of the younger writers, like she said, and some of the older writers. Like, it's really not an age thing. It's like, do you like writing? Do you want to write? Do you want to get better at your writing? Yeah. We're going to get your bars right.
Maybe even, too, getting on stage. I know, like, I've been kind of teasing it out, like, are you going to get on stage? Who wants to get on stage? Who has something to say? And, people have hit me up in the inbox, and they're like, I've been wanting to, but, just. So I think a poetry workshop is super appropriate because we aren't seeing, the level of what we know that we can support, writers with. So it's a support, but at the same time, it's like, that encouragement to get them on stage, because we have things to say and we need people to listen.
Exactly.
We need it. You write a little bit.
A little bit, but not as much as I used to. At one point, I was writing weekly and posting on Facebook, but
I remember that. You even made a new form.
What do you mean?
You made a new form. There was a new form that you created of writing a poem, I think, like take the last letter of the sentence to start the
I was
next.
always doing something, trying to do something creative with the writing. Just to keep it fun, but I think I definitely fell off with writing poetry. I think that came with like photography and even with the DJing, just finding new ways to express. So
yeah. Octopus only got 8 arms, bro.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a sad thing, I mean, it was fun, but just needed to evolve.
That's real.
Yeah.
I used to draw a lot, and I definitely don't do that nearly as much.
Lots of balls shining on this table.
Shining balls everywhere.
Just bouncing. You guys are so talented. I would like to say, like, I can't wait to collaborate.
Same,
honestly, it fills my heart to know that I have community.
Oh yeah.
There's been times in my life where I didn't have the creative community, and it means a lot to me because I feel like it just feeds me. And now I could just kind of feel like an awakening because I have a little bit more of the Love Jones experience. It keeps me going. And then, Joshua and the others. So thank you so much for doing what you do and like bringing the vibe when you bring the vibe to different locations and places. And your photography is amazing.
True.
Amazing.
It's my pleasure.
Makes me look amazing. We got to do another shoot too.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was very dope. So it's appreciated what it is that you do, what it is that you bring to the table, because it's not an easy thing to have longevity, in a place like this, and to continue to force yourself to evolve and do different things and try different things. Like, this isn't a place that feeds one's creative soul. So thank you. And it's been amazing to watch you grow as an artist.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And, the recognition. Thank you. And hopefully I can continue to keep doing it long after this. And I appreciate both y'all. Y'all are both talented. And just like you, I can't wait to collaborate. Me and Joshua have been feeling it out. We're going to make something happen soon.
Real soon.
So I think it's in the air for all of us. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Years worth of collaboration. Like, we just don't stop. You know what I mean? We
Don't stop. Can't stop.
Yeah.
Won't.
Just the in and out.
Yes. So I hope that you guys can join us for the Love Jones Experience October 14th at the Peach in West Palm Beach, Florida. Tickets are on Eventbrite. You can also visit the Love Jones Experience on our Instagram page. We are just looking forward to having everybody out again, the creative community, artists. And thank you so much to the Peach for working with us and allowing us to be there. We just can't wait to see what kind of vibe Daniel brings to our block party vibe and the lyrics.
Can we get your how they find you, bro?
You can find everything at DaniFortune.com, DaniFortune.com.
Word.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a great vibe as always.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kimberly, Mother Earth, Naisha, for the vibes. The Love Jones Experience is about to be dope. We didn't talk much about the fact that we have a dancer coming to teach.
Shayna.
We have a dancer, and she's teaching compa.
She is, but she's also just teaching a lot of other, windy dances.
Windy, sensual, get close to somebody kind of dances. So y'all can come and learn how to get close to somebody, to the music.
Yes.
Get close. Closer than close. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to just be out there having a great time.
Absolutely.
Dancing with each other, writing poetry about each other, and sharing and vibing. We got a couple featured guests for it too, which I guess you got to tune in for that. You
got to tune in for it.
You got to RSVP for all the extra details.
We can't give you everything. You know what I mean?
It's an experience. You got to be there.
Right.
You got to be there. So, yeah, looking forward. It's going to go down. I'm going to be doing my workshop and hosting the rest of the night, making sure y'all have a great time. And he's going to be banging out the joints, the musical atmosphere.
Setting the vibe.
Will be complete. So, yeah. So, yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, she'll be there.
Yeah. Have some food and some drinks and some things. So
it will be.
Yeah, some vendors out there. It's going to be a vibe. So, come enjoy the vibes. It's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Joshua Sarai. I don't even know if I said my name earlier, but that's me.
I said your name earlier.
And I'm out. You did. That's true.
Yes.
That's true. So yeah, y'all can catch me at Earthiopian on all the formats and platforms.
Thank you for listening to the Love Jones Experience. Just write a review and subscribe.